Monza 2025 was supposed to crown McLaren's golden era, with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri dominating the Italian Grand Prix in a blaze of papaya glory. Instead, one devastating radio call turned the Temple of Speed into a battlefield. According to the document detailing the fallout, a single team order sparked a confrontation so raw it's threatening to tear McLaren apart. Was this a tactical masterstroke or a betrayal that could cost them a championship and a star driver? The 2025 season has been McLaren's redemption song. After clinching the Constructors' Championship in 2024, their MCL39 car has kept them untouchable. But Monza exposed fault lines that could crumble their empire. First, Lando Norris's pit stop was a disaster. The document reveals a faulty wheel nut stalled his stop for agonizing seconds, dropping him from a potential P to the P3 behind his teammate. That blunder alone set hearts racing in the McLaren garage. Then came the bombshell. Oscar Piastri, driving a flawless race in P2, was ordered to yield to Norris. The document captures his stunned response. Is a slow pit stop part of racing? His words, laced with disbelief, cut to the core of a deeper issue: fairness. Piastri had outdriven the grid, nailing every corner and strategy call, yet the team's decision, as detailed in the document, seemed to prioritize Norris, the British star who's been McLaren's poster child for years. The tension didn't stop there. The document describes a fiery confrontation behind closed doors, where Piastri and his manager, Mark Webber, clashed with McLaren's leadership. Webber, as quoted, branded the team order a huge mistake, warning it risked destroying their own unity. His words weren't just emotional, they were a battle cry. Rooted in his own scars from Red Bull's team order controversies, the paddock erupted, with the document citing Mercedes boss Toto Wolff questioning McLaren's choice, warning it could be very hard to reverse. Even David Coulthard, a former McLaren driver, called the outcome manipulated, a term that sent shockwaves through fans on X, who raged Piastri deserved better. Heartbreaking. And the fourth escalation. The document hints at a growing divide. Piastri's internal protest, demanding clarity on McLaren's strategy, wasn't just a formality, it was a signal he's no longer the compliant rookie. This pattern suggests a team teetering on the edge of chaos, with trust hanging by a thread. On the surface, McLaren's decision looked like a calculated move. The document explains it as a tactical move to balance out a mistake in Norris's pit stop. Team principal Andrea Stella, implied in the document, justified it as honoring pre-race agreements to restore order after a team error. Norris backed this, stating in the document, "The team had agreements in place and I would have returned the favor for a moment." It seemed like a standard F1 strategy: protect the driver closer in the championship fight. Norris, trailing Piastri by 34 points, needed those extra points to stay in contention. But the data tells a different story. The document reveals Piastri's protest wasn't just about losing P2, it was about the principle. He'd executed a perfect race, earning his position through skill, not luck. The document quotes his frustration. It felt like his achievements had been erased in one radio message. Webber's scathing rebuke, calling the order a huge mistake, suggests a deeper wound favoritism. The document notes his warning about teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes splitting themselves apart over driver bias, a history he knows too well. Suddenly, what looked like a team tactic felt like a betrayal. With Piastri's title fight seemingly sacrificed for Norris's gain, here's the jaw-dropping truth. Straight from the document, Piastri and Webber didn't just argue, they threw down a gauntlet. Oscar's title fight cannot be sacrificed, Webber declared, his words, as quoted, a direct challenge to McLaren's leadership. The document details Piastri's formal protest, a bold demand for clarity: don't interfere with my title fight. This wasn't a rookie venting, it was a championship leader asserting his worth. At Monza, Piastri proved he could go wheel to wheel with the grid's best. Yet the team's order, as the document describes, left a scar. His compliance, noted as respectful in the moment, masked a brewing storm. The document's insights deepen the drama. Webber, shaped by his own battles at Red Bull, warned McLaren risked destroying their own unity by favoring one driver. He referenced F1's darkest rivalries: think Vettel's defiance in 2013 or Hamilton-Rosberg's 2016 implosion, where team orders fractured teams. The document cites Wolff's chilling analysis: McLaren's choice could make it very hard to reverse their system's credibility. Coulthard's manipulated verdict, quoted in the document, fueled fan outrage on X. Formula One thrives on raw, unpredictable racing, not decisions made over a radio headset. The timing is critical. Piastri leads the championship by 34 points, and undermining him now could cost McLaren their first driver's title since 2008. This becomes clear when you look at Piastri's emotional toll. The document reveals his frustration bleeds through every word, despite his measured tone. His protest wasn't just about Monza, it was a plea for respect as a title contender. Norris's defense, as quoted, feels shaky against this backdrop. I would have returned the favor, but the documents reference to F1's history where team orders almost always ignite rivalries, casts doubt on such promises. The fallout could reshape McLaren's future. The document paints a dire picture. If McLaren keeps issuing team orders, trust collapses. Piastri's patience, as noted, has its limits. The document suggests he's weighing his options. Could Red Bull or Mercedes poach a talent who feels undervalued? Norris faces his own peril. The document warns that if he's seen as the favored son, every victory will be questioned. Did he win it fairly, or was it handed to him? That perception, as the document states, can be devastating for a driver's legacy. The pattern suggests a looming crisis. The document draws parallels to Hamilton-Rosberg's 2016 feud, where team orders bred chaos and broken friendships. Wolff's warning, quoted in the document, is stark. If McLaren tries to correct another mistake through team orders, the credibility of their system collapses. With 8 races left, Baku, Singapore, and beyond, the document implies Piastri's protest could force a reckoning. Will McLaren let their drivers race freely, as Piastri demands, or cling to control? The stakes are sky high. A driver's championship, team harmony, and the futures of 2 young stars hang in the balance. Fans are feeling the heat too. The document cites ex-post decrying manipulation. When manipulation becomes the narrative, the legitimacy of every result begins to erode. McLaren's fanbase, already vocal about bias, could turn if trust erodes further. The document's reference to Monza as the spark that ignites McLaren's very own civil war feels chillingly plausible. The document leaves us with haunting questions. Will Piastri, emboldened by Webber's defiance, ignore future team orders? The document notes his compliance, but hints at growing resolve. Patience has its limits. Can Norris repair the rift with his teammate? Or will fan boos cited in the document as targeting him on the podium taint his season? The document questions whether agreements will always be honored. Given F1's history of broken trust, what's McLaren's next step? The document suggests Stella faces a defining choice: let drivers fight or keep intervening. Baku's tight streets, where pit strategy is critical, loom as a flashpoint. If another blunder sparks a team order, the document's warning of a bitter internal civil war could materialize. And the ultimate question, could Monza 2025 be remembered as the day McLaren alienated a generational talent like Piastri, pushing him toward rivals? Monza wasn't just a race, it was a betrayal that could redefine McLaren's legacy. The evidence points to a team on the brink, with 2 stars caught in a storm of ambition and loyalty. What's your take? Did McLaren's order save their strategy or sabotage their soul? Drop your thoughts below and let's debate. Is this the start of a papaya civil war, or a lesson they'll overcome? Subscribe and hit the bell. This championship fight is about to get wild.